We wrap up opening day of the high school basketball season with two perennials, one from the state of Wisconsin and one the defending Class 2A champions from Minnesota. The Crosse Aquinas Blue Golds take on the Providence Academy Lions in what should be an entertaining nightcap in the Twin Cities Thanksgiving tip-off at St. Thomas Academy in Mendota Heights. Greetings, everyone. I'm Mike Peden. She is LaToya Turk. And LaToya, we know a lot about Providence Academy. We saw them last season. They bring back a lot from last year's team, including Maddyn Greenway, who is ready to play. She hurt her knee in the state soccer semifinal, but she's ready to go. Led the state in goals, by the way. Hope counts, grace counts. And by the way, one of the newcomers is Ari Peterson, who has some NFL lineage like Maddyn does. So this Providence Academy team, no lack of athleticism.
Yeah, they have great athleticism. They also have heart and drive. They actually made a pretty big dent last year in their conference. And so I think that they're going to show big presence here. Even though they're a smaller team, they're going to show big.
Who are you excited to see? Of course, Maddyn Greenway comes back. You've got two Count sisters. And then you also have that influx of youth like Emma Miller-Burned and Ari Peterson. That's
a loaded question. I don't want to answer.
I think that's because we would need too much time to answer. We would be here all evening. And for Crosse Aquinas, I know you haven't seen them as often. They're one of the annual participants here at the Twin Cities Thanksgiving tip-off. The Donarski clan, a big reason for their success in Division 4. They've got Macy Donarski and a lot of other athletes. This will be a good test for them and a good chance for Providence Academy to learn a lot about themselves.
Yeah, it's always good when we can get schools that are outside of our fold to come in for us to compete against. So Aquinas usually presents fairly well in this tournament. So, again, interested to see what they have tonight.
Aquinas, they took it to Hopkins for a couple of years when Lexi Donarski and Courtney Becker were in their ranks. We'll see what they bring for Providence Academy when we return. Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves. Holloman, good if it goes. Yes! Game winners. James, she's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in! And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching. Mike Peden and LaToya Turk back with you. LaToya, Providence Academy, the journey they took over the last couple of years finally paid off with that state championship. If you recall, back in 2020, they pulled off that upset win over Sauk Center, and then the tournament was canceled. So they would have made it, well, they made it to the semis. We'll never know what would have happened. In 21, they made it all the way to the championship, lost to Albany. Last spring, they beat Fergus Falls, and they beat Albany en route to their first state title since 2012. You have to think the Lions are going to be a favorite to repeat.
Yeah, with Providence, you can't take a night off from them. They might be very small in stature, but very grounded group of young ladies who are certified athletes. For a lot of them, basketball isn't their only sport, and so they come to the table ready to compete each and every night.
Maddyn Greenway and Grace Counts, for example, they both played soccer. Maddyn Greenway led the state in goals her first year in varsity, and she had 17 hat tricks.
Wow. I think she will never cease to amaze us. Whenever she's on the court or the field, there's always going to be some excitement.
And let's not forget the track hardware she picked up her first year. I talked to her parents, and it's good to see Maddyn Greenway back out there, recovering from that sprained ACL in state soccer. But I spoke with Eric Boogar, Grant McGinnis. You talk to anybody when it comes to Maddyn Greenway. She takes a lot of contact, gets back up, keeps on trucking. She doesn't mind taking a hit or two.
And I think a lot of that comes with your training as well, how you train, when you train. All very important pieces of healthy development of an athlete.
Well, let's recap the starters for Providence. It's Brooke Hohenecker, Emma Millerburn, Hope Counts moving into the starting 5 this year, Maddyn Greenway, and Grace Counts. For Crosse Aquinas, it's Macy Donarski, Danica Silcox, Autumn Passel, Shea Bahr, and Samantha Davis. Macy Donarski will play at Montana next year, and Samantha Davis is getting a lot of D1 attention. She's the younger sister of Johnny Davis, who is an NBA lottery pick, playing for the Washington Wizards. And Maddyn Greenway, you might know where her lineage is. In fact, I see her parents here in attendance. Her father played a few Sundays for the Vikings, and her mother was a cross-country and track athlete. I know Maddyn's father got a lot of attention when Maddyn burst on the scene as a 7th grader, but let's not forget, her lineage comes from both sides.
Yes. You know, that's one thing that folks sometimes will forget about when there's a pro-professional player on a team. That reminds me of the Elamine children. People automatically assume that it was from their dad.
Well, the Counts have that professional lineage as well. Hope, Grace, and Maria. Maria, a walk-on in Minnesota now. Their grandfather was an NBA veteran.
Wow.
And that was Hope Counts who got on the board. In fact, Hope is already getting some looks. Grace Counts is working through the process. Hope and Grace are the youngest of the Counts siblings, 7 in all. Macy Donarski drains the floater. Macy, the younger sister of Lexi Donarski, one of the most decorated athletes in Aquinas history, playing at Iowa State. A few years ago, Lexi dropped 32 points on Paige Beckers and Hopkins.
Another wow.
Well, in Aquinas, another one of those schools, not afraid to take on the big dogs.
Looks like we're going to see lots of speed here tonight.
Well, with Maddyn Greenway, you certainly are going to get that.
Yeah, and even that you can see in the backcourt right away they were trying to double her, but she just got the ball in too quick. Both teams are fairly small, so.
Fairly small. Have you seen Hope Counts? She's 6'2".
Oh, that's on paper.
I think she's a little taller than that. Grace Counts at 6 feet. And the sisters hook up again. Can't quite finish. But Hope Counts collects the rebound. Aquinas with the early 3-2 lead. That was number 23, Samantha Davis. Millerburn with the tip. That's Hohenecker, the younger sister of Haley Hohenecker. And Providence, there are a lot of family ties on this team. Someone you'll see off the bench, Shannon Healy, her older sister Anne-Marie, part of the 2012 state tournament championship team. The Count sisters, another legacy family at Providence Academy, and it sounds like the Greenways are going to etch a piece in Providence history. Side out for Aquinas, 16:31 left in the first half. Donarski on the drive, beats Millerburn. And now that I've seen Davis, I think I watched her play in AAU as well, played for Wisconsin Flight Elite.
Okay.
Hope Counts taking flight. She's got a quick 4 points.
And no one's really had a chance to really sit down and run an offensive set. They are getting to the basket.
I'm getting tired just watching. I don't know about you, but I'm already worn out.
Lots of transition.
I don't know how well I'd hold up. I'm 151, so. Well, Maddyn Greenway made for transition. Last year, she dropped 32 points in the season opener against Hutchinson. And she has set school records in several categories. She set school records for assists in a game with 11, most points in a game, and most points in a season. Davis, no good. Millerburn was able to cut her off. And that will be Aquinas' ball, but you cannot fault Maddyn Greenway for the hustle.
Yeah.
She had a chance and went for it, and that's exactly the type of player Maddyn is.
And it just looked like there was a switch that was turned on there. Like, okay, is this how we're playing? Okay. Because she's definitely taking a lot of coverage tonight, which she is accustomed to. She's accustomed to. But I'm also very impressed with Emma out there as an 8th grader.
Providence with the steal. Grace Counts comes up with it. Hohenecker finds a wide open Hope. And that will be enough for Aquinas to take a timeout. Hope counts. 6 points and a terrific first impression. Again, she saw some varsity minutes last year, and she's looking pretty smooth out there.
Yeah, she is. She is a youth shows. There was a possession where she kind of got caught under the basket with Aquinas' number 2, Macy, and she was just able to hold her down. I think by the time this game progresses, that move will no longer work on Emma. But also, you know, it says the lead is only a few points, and Aquinas felt the need to call a timeout this early just to get the team reset. That's a huge compliment to Providence that they want to catch it before it starts to really bleed out.
When I think it speaks to the versatility of Providence as well. You were talking about all the coverage that Maddyn Greenway draws because we know of her speed and her toughness. When you do that, that means someone else is going to be open.
Yes.
Hope counts, the beneficiary so far. This Providence team, they've really built themselves up over the last few years. There's a 3 for Aquinas. That is long. That was Autumn Passel.
Use their bodies very well. And I think I've said this before about Maddie in watching her, how well she uses her body.
Greenway?
Yeah, Greenway. Maddyn.
I'm sure she'll let Maddie slide.
My apologies.
As long as you didn't call her Doc McStuffins. There's Maddyn Greenway with the leaner. Almost got it.
Great body control.
Oh, she'll get her points. It won't be long. 3 from the wing. Pure.
That's some confidence right there.
That's Autumn Passel who knocks it down. As if Greenway didn't have enough accolades, let's not forget she classed up last summer in AAU. She played with the North Tartan 15U team. And if they weren't so stacked, she probably would have fit in with the others too.
Yes.
But that North Tartan team, how about this for a point guard position? You had Greenway and Linnell Wright running the point.
It's a pretty tough backcourt there.
Brooke Hohenecker goes to the line. Brooke, the junior, she has a beta fish named Pablo. And she also takes up track and field. There are a lot of multi-sport athletes at Providence. I know we talk a lot about basketball, but Grace and Maddyn were soccer crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
The Count sisters, Maddyn and Brooke, all take up track. And they all did quite well last spring.
Makes for great championship teams.
And Jason and I, we were talking about specialization earlier. There is a value. I think we spoke of this in the last game, to playing multiple sports.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes in handy. We've seen that multiple times. Macy Donarski, no stranger to that. Aquinas, one of the smaller schools, they play in Division 4, so a lot of multi-sport athletes there.
And I think if coaches would collaborate a little more, we'd see more multi-sport athletes. I think the prevention for a lot of kids is that the timing, the crossover is too much from one season to the other, and a little planning and timing on calendars would fix that.
Donarski off to a perfect start from the free throw line. 3 of 3. It's early, but I did reference you once or twice, LaToya, in the earlier games. You talk about this almost ad nauseum. Free throws matter.
They do.
Make them count. Oh. Hohenecker.
Maddyn trying
almost
to get
got it. Almost turned a broken play into something there.
Some ESPN highlights there.
Aquinas with a 10-9 lead. And that is Millerburn with the rebound. Greenway to Counts. And she'll pick up the dime. Hope counts up to 8 points.
Yeah, she does a great job of keeping the ball above her head, not bringing it back down, and using those long arms.
Hope Counts comes up with a steal. Grace Counts picks it up. Feeds it to Greenway for 3. Didn't hit it there, but we know she's got range. I think by the end of last season, she was hitting them from Sarah Scalia range.
Yeah. I was waiting for it.
I send my apologies to Aquinas. LaToya and I have seen Providence Academy a few times.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of background knowledge. But I've seen Aquinas every year at this event for the last few years as well.
Yes.
And it's always fun to see the Donarskis and the legacy they've built. And it looks like they have a new leader in Samantha Davis, who is already getting Division I looks and has that family lineage. Right now, it's Shea Bahr who's got the 3-point sharpshooting down. And Aquinas with a 13-11 lead.
Providence just looks like they've empowered every single girl to score on this team. Everyone looks confident.
Maddie Murphy with the steal. Long 2. Does not drop. Rebound will go to Providence on the dead ball.
Ari Peterson checks in.
12:03 left in the first half. Crosse Aquinas, a Division IV perennial, and Providence Academy back in the fold. And guess who checked in? She's got the ball now. It's Ari Peterson.
She's a 7th grader. Wow.
Providence, no stranger to incorporating 7th graders. Maddyn Greenway, remember, she burst on the scene as a 7th grader back in the day. And last year was Emma Millerburn.
It's back in the day, like it was a long time ago.
Well, that was 2 years ago. That's an eternity. Grace Counts, needs help. Finds Hope. And Hope stays with it. Hope counts. She is en fuego.
Their athleticism has really been extended this year.
Step back jumper, swish.
That was pretty.
Macy Donarski augments her total to 9. 15-13, Greenway.
Ooh, that was a hard pick.
Traveling violation. Like we said, Maddyn Greenway, she can take hits and keep on trucking. She took a lot of contact in AAU. Remember, she was up a grade. Linnell Wright was too, I should point out.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Your starting point guards in AAU, or your 2 big ones, were a grade younger. Hope counts at the block. Greenway chases down the ball, hooks up with Grace Counts, not quite. Ari Peterson is there for her first basket as a varsity player.
Listen, this team is going to be a fierce force to be reckoned with. The athleticism that they're showing right now is advanced from where they were last year.
Needless to say, I've got a few Providence Academy dates on the calendar. And Peterson comes up with a steal. Here she comes on the drive and the finish.
And you know, the beauty of that is that the entire time she was looking for her teammates. It's got to be a great feeling.
Providence retakes the lead 17-15. Not the way I expected. Hope counts with 10 points, but I think she's benefiting. Again, Maddyn Greenway, I believe, is your first target defensively.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing Ari Peterson come up with some plays off the bench.
This is one of those teams where it's like pick your poison. Pick your poison. So if you choose to double Maddyn, you're going to have problems out of the other folks, and you cannot leave any of the Counts players unattended because they all have the ability to score.
Absolutely.
And now we're seeing
one of them got her first college points.
Yeah.
With the Gophers. You were going to say so?
I was going to say, and now we see Ari Peterson coming off the bench, and this could be a problem. Good for Providence, not so good for their opponents.
And I will get this out of the way. We did mention Peterson's lineage. Her father is Adrian Peterson. I'm getting this out of the way now because I'm sure that's going to get brought up more than a few times. And again, I think we were saying it's expected because of how we value pro sports among sports fans. But I remember something from last season. I'll get to that on the next Providence possession. And I think it speaks to why Maddyn is so successful. It's not just because of her athleticism. Right now, we've got a 3 from Aquinas.
And they're knocking him down.
Maddyn Murphy.
Yeah, they're knocking him down. They have 2 of the most powerful men in high school girls basketball sitting together.
Ari Peterson.
You see Willie, Coach.
Ari Peterson is warming up, and that's putting it lightly. She has 6 already.
She's probably been in the game for less than 2 minutes.
That's a pretty high efficiency ratio, points to minutes played. So the point I was going to make, last year, Maddyn Greenway had that 32-point effort against Hutchinson. I brought her up for the post-game interview. By that point, Minnesota had made her an offer. Of course, now the entire Big Ten has offered her a scholarship. And she said she goes back to a point her father made, as Aquinas doesn't give a lick about that. Maddyn Murphy with her second tray. And then the steal! Samantha Davis with the quick steal and score. We're tied at 21.
And this, you know, the coach for Providence hasn't called a timeout. He's letting his girls play through this, which speaks to his trust in them.
Well, when you've got Ari Peterson who's breaking defenders and going in with impunity, you don't need to use those timeouts right away.
She makes it look so easy. Like, it's almost
Where do you think she got those moves?
She has to turn off the jets.
Where do you think she learned how to cut through defenders like that?
I can see all the writers, like, as soon as she gets the ball, they're writing.
Well, don't write for too long because Aquinas, they've got some playmakers, as we've seen. One of them knocking down threes off the bench. And now Shea Bahr wants in. Davis.
Oh, nice hustle
tracks
play
down
there.
the ball.
All the way from the other side. Samantha came over and made that play.
So to finish up the story of Maddyn Greenway, the advice her father gave that she told me, stay humble. Mm-hmm. No matter how many offers you get, stay humble. And you see that with their parents. I've gotten to know them a little bit over the last year. You would never know about their background based on the conversations we have. You know, they're great people, and it's easy to see why folks like Maddyn are doing splendidly.
Yeah, that's good.
And her father has said this multiple times. It's all Maddyn. We've got free throws coming from Macy Donarski. She might have had the genes, but it's all Maddyn. And I think you could say the same about Donarski, about Davis, who is making a good impression. It doesn't matter where you came from because you are the author of your story.
And that should be key for all of our players. Every single player that steps on the floor should be given the same opportunity to thrive. Yep, and be accepted in the same manner.
Donarski makes both free throws. Aquinas 5 of 5, so Donarski still perfect from the line. We're tied at 23, and now Aquinas can take the lead.
Yeah, unforced turnover there.
Another 3 for Murphy. Not that time. Maybe a heat check there. And now Providence will call a timeout. Shannon Healy into the game. And one player unable to play. Hopefully she'll come back. Kira Miller was ready to go and then suffered a concussion in practice. And she has had a tumultuous string of luck over the last couple of years.
Yeah, she's
where
a senior.
She's a senior. She had an ankle injury and a knee injury that kept her out for her entire sophomore and junior seasons. And then, of course, having to go through.
Just gonna have to bubble wrap her.
Well, and then a bereavement in the family. She lost her father earlier this year, this calendar year, and it's a little surreal because Kira's father, we talked for a moment or two at this event last year, and at the time, Kira was working her way back from rehab, but she's a trooper. She's pushing through, and this Providence team played a big part in helping her work her way through this.
Get through that, yeah.
you don't ever move on from a situation like that, but you can move forward when you have a strong support network, and you can see that for Providence Academy. Connor Getz, for example, and all the
the athleticism.
Ari Peterson has 10 points.
So as soon as Maddyn came across the line, she's telling her, I'm right here, I want the ball.
Do you think Maddyn, I don't know how often they talk, but do you think Maddyn and Ari's father, have they had any conversations with themselves about how surreal this all is?
Listen, I think in a healthy environment, parents absolutely are talking to each other.
Right, but
and it's on a different level for them.
As Al Michaels would say, though, you can't make this up. Well, I'm serious. Like,
you don't have to explain it to me. I completely understand.
Samantha Davis scrapping for the ball, and it pays off for Aquinas. I'll tell you what, these are two athletic teams. There is a lot to like about both of these groups.
I agree.
Well, I know Aquinas, they bring it every year between the Donarskis and now Samantha Davis. And we know Providence, they built themselves up. They had history back in the 2010s. And Aquinas throws it away, 6:35 to go. And thinking about all the players we've had a chance to see over the years, there was a poignant observation that Leah Bielsa once told me. The longer you cover the sport, the more of these connections you're going to make.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's hard for us to come into a gym and not
get recognized.
Yeah.
Well, number 12 of Aquinas, Catherine Savoldelli, gets some recognition there with that steal. LaToya, we are seeing these two throw some haymakers.
Trying to get that ball up the court. Defense is responding, yes.
The defense is everywhere. Offensively, we've seen brilliant doses of athleticism.
And the refs are letting them play.
Right, I can't tell you who the favorite is. It changes every minute. And now it's Davis with the yellow board and a chance at free throws here.
Yeah, and Samantha Davis has been in on a few key plays here in the last couple of transitions, getting her hands in the passing lane, forcing some turnovers.
Aquinas went 21-5 last year with a lot of these pieces in place. And Providence, well, we know what they did. 29-4 and won it all in 2A in Minnesota.
And just a note, Samantha Davis herself is just a 9th grader.
And already getting Division I attention.
Yes.
Aquinas now 7 of 7 at the free throw line. They lead 27-23. And Ari Peterson will get her first trip to the free throw line.
She's really just having her way underneath the basket there.
She's checking off all these milestones in a hurry.
Yep.
First double-digit game, first trip to the free throw line. Oh, she had a lot of buzz when she played at that Shot Clock Classic at Anoka Ramsey back in June. That was the first opportunity teams had to see all the new pieces.
She's a lot of what we call bounce. Like she's
like Super Mario?
Yeah.
No, that's more jumping.
Well,
it feels like it though, doesn't it? Splits at the line. So it's a 3-point game. Aquinas leads 27-24.
Great talking on defense there.
I do wonder, LaToya, Maddyn has yet to score. I wonder if Maddyn can get a bucket or two going, could that turn the tide in Providence's favor?
Oh, it absolutely will. I also think, too, a defensive stop for her would turn up the heat, too.
Ari Peterson getting checked out. I should say was checked out and gets a standing ovation almost from the Providence fan base. Macy Donarski, though, doesn't give a lick about that. And then Greenway draws the foul after the rebound. But you got to be careful. Macy Donarski, agile, high IQ, quick.
She's going to lead her team, too.
And she's been doing that for the last several years.
Yes.
And she had a big sister to look up to in Lexi, one of the top players to come out of Wisconsin. Counts. Loose ball.
That was almost perfect execution there.
Loose ball, and that will be Aquinas ball on the arrow. And Matt Olive has a quick laugh with Dave Donarski. Matt Olive, longtime official.
Yeah, I like him. I did a little bit of fall ball preseason, and he was one of my refs. I always enjoy having him on the sideline.
He's a gym rat. You can find him at just about any AAU tournament and high school game, except on Mondays because that's when he participates in his bowling league. Here's a 3 for Aquinas. Rattles out. Millerburn with the rebound. Finds Greenway. I thought she was going to line up for 3 for a second. Instead, Hohenecker is swatted away by Donarski. And the reason we say that, folks, we have seen Maddyn's range up close. She can go deep. Instead, she'll play facilitator on the inbound. Grace Counts collects the rebound, goes up, and will shoot 2. Grace Counts, the starting goalie for the soccer team that won bronze this year.
Wow.
First time they ever made state. If Maddyn didn't get hurt, maybe they go all the way, but still, they went from a 2-win team to a state semifinalist.
Wow, impressive. Impressive. The counselors do a great job, though, of facilitating underneath the basket as well, keeping the ball above their head, their footwork, which I sometimes think that soccer plays a huge piece in that.
And if that's not enough, Grace Counts can also make dead-on bird noises. Ooh, look out. Here comes a 3. Bullseye.
That makes everything better. That just makes everything instantly better.
Well, as long as nobody's hurt.
Yes.
Anytime you see a tackle like that, you and I wince. We've been there. Sloppy pass on Providence. LaToya and I, we're fans. We root for everybody. So anytime you see a big collision, you cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to see everyone do well.
And it looks like Aquinas has Providence a little flustered. They're making some unforced errors, throwing the ball away, forcing them not to go inside to the Count sisters. So
Donarski, silky smooth runner, and she's up to 13.
So let's see if they do it again. Keep
Aquinas with the largest lead of the game. They converge on Greenway and get the steal. Passel for 3. Grace Counts with the rebound. Last year, she surpassed 1,000 points for her career.
Ooh.
Now Greenway fires. I think that was Greenway's first shot attempt.
Well, really, there's not a need. Her other teammates have really stepped up.
They have, but it reminds me a bit of Trey Holloman in the case of sometimes they maybe are a little too unselfish. We know Maddyn can score. She'll try again. Bullseye.
Yeah, that's a player that we just don't worry about. Like, if she misses a couple, she'll self-adjust.
Well, Maddyn is super smart. Well, everyone is, but again, Maddyn rarely makes a mistake, whether it's AAU or Providence. That is what makes her such a special player. 3:15 to go in the first half, 32-29. A lot to love in this first half between these two. And the cunning Macy Donarski showcasing her smarts again. And most of the pieces that were a part of Aquinas' 21 team last year returning.
Yep, with 6 returning players.
And I think that adds to this matchup. A lot of familiar names coming back. Like they said in Blues Brothers all those years ago, both sides bringing the band back together. So Donarski splits. That was the first miss at the line for Aquinas, but there's still a solid 8 of 9 for the charity strike. 4-point game, 33-29. Aquinas over Providence. No section seating, no state tournament seating on the line, just a good test, a good early indicator of what you have. And Maddyn Greenway She's a great three-point shooter. She's an equally excellent driver.
Yeah, quick first step. But, you know, maybe get you warmed up, get a couple of easy buckets at the basket.
Like we were saying, though, Maddyn had been scoreless up until these last couple of possessions. Now that she's had a couple, does that change the vibe of this game? Passel looking for the three. Hope tries to save it. And Catherine Savadelli couldn't put on the brakes in time. Again, one of those plays you're not going to falter for that. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had that. Well, I'll never forget Demaya getting that sliding save.
Yes. All while dribbling at the same time.
That's right. I'd love to bring her back for a game. I think she would make a great analyst.
I do too.
I know you're her mother, but I think we give her some more reps.
Yep.
She's going to watch this and cringe. Like, no, why are you suggesting that?
She says every day before I come, she's like, don't talk about me.
You know what that means? Next time, next game, we're just going to.
Yep.
We should just talk all about Demaya for the last 2-12. Hope counts at the line. 1-1. The youngest of the Counts clan, 7 in all.
That's amazing to have 7 kids.
7 of them, and they all played basketball. Maria told me more than once she had to play point guard in the family scrimmages because she was the shortest at 5'11".
Wow.
But you know what it did? It made her a great point forward.
Being able to handle the ball, yeah.
She was one of the leaders in assists for the last couple of seasons at Providence. She's having a lot of fun in Minnesota. I talk to her from time to time. She's loving it. She was stoked about getting the chance to score at the collegiate level, and I don't know what her future holds, but she will always have a spot in the record book at Minnesota. No matter what, she will forever have an entry. Right now, Aquinas is playing a little more stall ball here. And the Providence fan base bringing the energy. The Greenways tend to lead that crowd noise. And Greenway almost feeding off of that, I think. Well, she almost went right to her mother.
She's doing the track.
Jenny is, yes. Oh, I'm sure Jenny and Chad have had to duck more than once going to their daughter's games. And oh, they're all in. Chad and Jenny very much embrace their status as girl parents. Just over a minute to go in a 1-point game. Donarski surveying the field.
And there's that defense right there.
3 on the way from Murphy. No good, but Counts was hounded.
Murphy has a way of silencing the crowd.
Well, Murphy does have a couple of threes. Aquinas with the arrow, 43.9. And again, no shot clock. That will change next year as Minnesota puts it in place. The Lake Conference is adopting it already.
Yes.
Although when you see these two teams play, you really don't need one. Aquinas swings it around. Donarski looking to get past Millerburn.
Filling out her defender there to see how much wiggle room she has. So they had to switch back because she was going to go to the basket on
Point guard on point guard, Greenway and Donarski. Maddyn looking to stay in front of her. Now Murphy with the driving kick on the line. Baseline jumper falls for Danica Silcox.
That's painful. That was great defense there.
5 seconds, Maddyn, she sees the clock now, gotta go. Donarski with the block. And Crosse Aquinas leads 36-32 at the break. Plenty of action from both sides. LaToya, I think the biggest story though, Maddyn Greenway with just 5 points. If they can get her going offensively, that could change things, but Aquinas not making it easy on the defending Class 2A state champions.
Yeah, and I think that's a piece of it right there, that they're not making it easy for her to score, not giving her anything. I think the Providence girls have done a great job of stepping up and filling in those gaps. We just maybe need to see a little bit more from them.
Well, LaToya and I need a moment to catch our breath, and then we'll bring you the second half. You're watching the Twin Cities Thanksgiving tip-off at St. Thomas Academy. Aquinas leads Providence by 4. Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves. Holloman, good if it goes. Yes! Game winners. From James. She's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in! And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching. Mike Peden, and I'd like to announce that I made it. And I'm making it with LaToya Turk.
Yes.
We make it together.
Both of us barely by the skin of our teeth. There's so many people in the gym we needed to talk to.
I know. Well, we might have a few more with the Crosse Aquinas leading Providence 36-32 at the break. Macy Donarski with 14 points to lead the Blue Golds. And for Providence, Ari Peterson with 11 and Hope Counts with 11. Maddyn Greenway with 5. But we'll see if she can get that spark. I really think if she finds a way to go on a rally here, that could be enough to put Providence over the top. But either way, this is a great opportunity to learn about what you need in game 1 of the season.
Yeah.
Hope Counts. What?
You better believe it. You better believe it.
I didn't know she could make threes.
That's confidence. You know, that's what I was saying.
I've never seen her shoot threes.
This Providence team, everyone has the confidence that they can score and that they're a piece of this puzzle, and they play every single possession as such.
Well, even though I'm no stranger to the Providence Academy community, they find new ways to surprise me. Greenway finds Hohenecker for 3. Yes!
And I think that gets you going just as well, right?
Back-to-back threes for Providence. And Emma Millerburn took a hard hit. You hope she's okay. And I got an update. For those of you watching, Taylor Woodson, it was an ankle sprain.
Yes.
So I think, I don't know if she'll play tomorrow, but overall, I think everyone, ourselves included, let out a big sigh.
Yes, yes. I talked to Coach Tara Stark. She said a couple of weeks. She'll be out a couple of weeks.
That's a backcourt violation.
Hey, but that was pretty crafty there. She didn't take both feet. That was pretty crafty.
And she did her best, but once again, Providence, they play that pressure defense. Remember, Brian Cosgrove was an assistant last year before he took the Minnetonka job, and Daniel Makepeace is still on the coaching staff. He's one of the most respected basketball minds around.
And see, when Maddyn's not scoring, she's putting the pressure on you defensively. She has so many skills that she brings to the table, and the rest of her team, they feed off of it.
Well, remember last season, check out these numbers. 23.7 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 4.7 assists, 3.6 steals.
It's impressive.
Macy Donarski looking to connect on the corner 3.
That was great execution there by Aquinas.
Follows her own miss, and free throws coming for Autumn Passel, who has a couple of threes to her credit. Hope Counts picks up the foul. Just her second. Yes, you and I, of course, anytime we do basketball together, we make a few rounds, don't we?
Yes, and I enjoy it.
There's usually somebody that recognizes us. Or in this case, both sides. I have a following at Aquinas. We cover them every year. They're always fun to see. Paso made both free throws, and Providence hitting the head, and that's going to be a foul on Aquinas. Providence, I remember the teams that went to state when Ray Finley was head coach. You might remember that was a more deliberate style. It certainly would not work with the shot clock coming into play next year. They went through a transitional phase, and then Connor Getz took over. And look what has happened since. Hope counts again.
Well, well, well. I see you, Hope.
That three-point stroke of hers is no fluke. Aquinas with the answer, no good. Look who's got the rebound, and Elaine.
Just got right out of the pack, right?
If Maddyn Greenway gets an open look, you're not stopping her. And Aquinas calls a timeout. I believe they have 2 left. 43-38. Providence on a quick tear here, led by those triples from Hope Counts. She's got 17.
Again, I'll go back to the confidence, right? To be one of the tallest players on the team and be able to step out and take a three-pointer and then take another one to just show, no, this wasn't on accident. This is intentional. Shows extreme confidence in her skills.
Connor Getz did say she has great speed and a very good shooting stroke out to 3. He wasn't kidding. And Hope Counts, again, she came off the bench last year because her 2 big sisters were part of the starting 5. But Hope, this reminds me of last year when Maddyn Greenway, we all knew she was a capable playmaker, but Greenway had that breakout game to kick off the season. And now we're seeing the same thing out of Hope Counts.
And, you know, with the other players getting hot, it takes a little of the attention off of Maddyn. And so we'll see if that opens up some space for her to knock down some buckets.
And don't you think I forgot about Ari Peterson and her 11 points.
Yes.
In the first half, off the bench.
You know, I'm watching her, and she does some great things. Like, she's never still on defense. She's always moving her feet, keeps her hands out.
I think that's the great starting point, though, the first ingredient. To be a good player, you can't stay still for long.
Correct.
You don't want to look flat and wait for someone else to pull off the magic. Maddyn Greenway.
Once they figure out how to connect up with each other.
Oh, hooks up with Hope Counts.
She has options.
LaToya, did you say once they figure it out? I think Maddyn Greenway has it figured out.
Oh, I think with Maddyn and Peterson running the floor, it's gonna be very difficult to catch them.
I think Maddyn Greenway has got it figured out. This is her 3rd year on varsity. That's going to be a foul on Hope Counts, her 3rd.
Right, you're absolutely right. She does have it figured out with the passing. I mean, we can see that from her stats, but Peterson is a new player playing with her.
I had to have a little fun with you there.
I was like, wait a minute.
I had to have a little fun with you because it's been a while.
Yes, I agree.
I know we catch up from time to time. Shea Bahr is at the line. We catch up from time to time, but it doesn't feel like we're truly back together until the new basketball season is here.
Yes. And, you know, I spent the last 6 months in politics, so I can go back and forth all day.
You can keep that side of it. I'll focus on the sports. I find politics too exhausting.
Oh, man, who are you
to cover as a broadcaster. Oh, boy. Oh, Ari Peterson. I think she took a couple of hits there. We play on. Aquinas now 12 of 13, and Hohenecker pickpockets Davis. Another steal and run out. It's not just Greenway who could pull that off.
Yes.
And then you got Donarski with that great first step. A lot of knowledge, knows how to use the body.
Yes, it's a very strong player. Very strong player. Not afraid to go into the lane, take some contact.
And even though Providence is up 47-40, Macy Donarski is somebody who can get Aquinas right back in it. Donarski splits. Greenway with the rebound. Aquinas still shooting well from the line, 13 of 15. Greenway, I don't know if she tried to pass it. She ends up losing it. Now Donarski finds Davis for the fast break score.
And Aquinas is right back in this.
Hohenecker for 3. Bullseye. Hohenecker up to 11. LaToya, you've got Ari Peterson with 11, Hope Counts with 19, Brooke Hohenecker with 11.
It's one of those teams, pick your poison, right? So any given night, anyone can get hot.
Reminds you a bit of that Hopkins team from last year.
Few teams I know about.
Or pretty much any Hopkins team from the last 5 years. Greenway on the run, finds Hohenecker in transition. And Greenway draws the foul. We know about Greenway's quickness. She tore it up on the track circuit in the spring. Led the state in goals in soccer this year. And that quickness works just as well on the hardwood.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she's showing it right now. The only way to contain her is just not let her get the ball.
And look who's here. Willie Taylor.
The one and the only.
The one and only. I could say that about you. I could say that about Hope Counts. Millerburn with the dime, Hope Counts with the triple, 22 points. This is ridiculous. Ridiculously good.
Yes.
Step back jumper, no good. Grace Counts comes up with the board.
That's got to feel good as a program.
She's got a couple of options and no basket, but I think Greenway's confidence is back at 100, maybe 110.
I'm going to say she starts at a good 99.98.
Grace Counts sinks the elbow jumper.
Looks like the Count sisters have been in the gym taking some shots.
That was Grace's first field goal.
I know their form looks really good.
Macy Donarski's form on the attack, just as polished. She'll shoot 2. But Providence, look at this. They've built a 12-point lead in less than 6 minutes.
And a lot of it just on those quick breakaways.
But we've seen Aquinas respond to challenges before in this game. And don't forget, Davis, she has 6 points. She's one of those burgeoning playmakers. Macy Donarski, the steady anchor of this ship.
Yeah, and Macy's kind of found that if she goes into the lane, she's going to keep taking contact. She's getting to the free throw line. So.
Maddyn Greenway, well, we know she doesn't shy away from it. Donarski, by the way, up to 17 points, and Aquinas 15 of 17 at the free throw line. Even if they don't win this game, that's a mark you will glow about in the film review.
Much better job defending that inbound play.
Hope Counts. I thought, well, didn't have the space there. I thought she was going to launch another one from the corner. Shannon Healy will. Inside the line, comes up short there. Here's a chance for Aquinas to get back in this game. 55-45, they trail by 10. Donarski, the runner. That's the third or fourth time she has drawn contact on a move like that.
It's the best way to chip that lead down. Stop the clock, allow your players to regroup, catch their breath.
It's one thing to attack the rim like so many players do. It's another to do it and consistently draw fouls.
It's a skill set.
And Donarski is slowly racking up that total at the free throw line. Well, Bryn Beeford from earlier at Hutchinson, one of the most accurate free throw shooters. You never know when you need them. And Aquinas now 17 of 19. Donarski has hit all but 2. Healy, pass deflected, and she can't save it. Maddie Murphy. Aquinas tried to swing it back out. Grace Counts read the play. Finds Greenway.
That was so cute.
And that is how you know this Providence team is so versatile, when the post players can run the same plays that Maddyn Greenway can.
And do no-look passes.
And Grace comes up with a steal again, but that time can't find Greenway. But it will stay with Providence. Side out here with 10:59 to go. LaToya, I may have to take the entire team for a post-game interview if Providence hangs on for this win.
Right.
Because Ari Peterson, what a great first impression, making a big splash. Now she wants the three. Hope counts
Showing
with 22 points.
There.
Well, those threes will come.
I know that she's giving us a first great show, but I'm really impressed to see what she does in track. Like, just looking.
If there's room for her on the track team, you never know.
Yeah.
Look what Maddyn did in her first year. And I laugh because track was supposed to be her fun sport. I'll finish that story because we've got Aquinas trying to reel themselves back in it. That's one woman who can do it, Samantha Davis, who converts a post-up move. Okay, so track was supposed to be the fun sport for Greenway. She took it just as seriously as basketball. She was looking at all of the school records at meets and made a goal to beat them all. Maddyn does not take anything lightly. Neither does Samantha Davis, who gets the steal. Can't get the floater, though. And a break for the Lions. 8-point game, Greenway. Stops, feeds it to Counts. I think Providence, the fans here, would have lit up the building had that gone in.
It would have took the roof off.
Donarski for three. Got it.
And Donarski's in a zone right now. She's literally put her team on her back.
Donarski with 22.
Providence has had a couple of unforced errors there.
And that will be enough for a timeout by Providence. 57-52. I didn't think this game would be over when Providence went up by 12. And once again, just a fun game.
I agree. Lots of athleticism that we're seeing in both out of both teams. Grit. It's really nice to see Macy put this team on her back, especially this last 5 minutes. Like, she's had her own strategy. I think now she's cut that lead a little bit, get the rest of the team involved. Samantha Davis is doing a great job too, contributing, and just everyone on the Providence side.
(57-52). Donarski with 22. Hope Counts with 22. And Providence, this isn't the only test they'll get. Of course, they have the conference series with Minnehaha.
Yes.
They get Becker twice, including next weekend at the Tip-Off Classic. And then again on January 5th.
Those are big games.
They get Goodhue in a couple of weeks. Goodhue, one of those teams to watch. Samantha Davis, that's her third field goal, and it's a one-possession game. Peterson can't straddle the baseline.
Hey, but the original first jump that she did to even get her hands on the ball just gives us a little glimpse of what she has in store for us.
Shea Bahr with it. Aquinas can tie it up on the three. Greenway on Davis. Grace counts again. That's the third time she's picked off a pass in the last few minutes. Providence will run a set. Grace, the kick out to Hohenecker. Bullseye.
That's the set. That's it right there.
Hohenecker up to 14.
That's the one player you just absolutely cannot leave open at the three-point line. She's hit that shot from the same spot multiple times.
Grace counts, called for the foul, and Samantha Davis to the line. Providence out of fouls to give.
But did I just see Grace Counts put someone on the floor, though, with a block? Is that what we saw?
She did, but
okay.
Unfortunately, you can't quite do that. Well, you can't do that and make contact.
Okay.
There's rules against that. It's like last night at the Vikings-Patriots game. You can't run into the punter. New England learned that the hard way. Davis gets the steal after splitting at the line. Misses the runner, though. Lions hoping to make the most of this break. Instead, Greenway throws it right to Davis.
Samantha Davis has been in.
I don't think Greenway knew she was coming.
Yeah, she's been in the passing lanes and got some deflections the past 2 or 3 possessions here.
Three ball, corner pocket.
And again, Samantha Davis set that pickup for a player to run through and get that wide open shot. So
Autumn Passel makes it a 2-point game. Peterson to Grace counts. Back out to Hohenecker. Jump ball won by Hope counts. Maddyn Greenway pulls up from 17 and knocks it down. Greenway up to 11. 62-58. Ooh, Passel touched the sideline there.
I saw that. I was just
so did Matt.
Providence, they did a great job communicating that switch, and then coming back on offense, there's really not a player that you can slack on.
Davis will check out. Ari Peterson checks out. And Emma Millerburn draws a foul. Emma Millerburn leads the team in hockey assists. If you're wondering what that means in basketball, that is the player who sets up the person who gets credit for the assist. In hockey, it's the last two who get it, but in basketball, it only goes to the passer.
Got you. Okay. Fun fact for those of us who did not know, which would be me.
Well, she likes spending time on the lake with friends when she's not playing basketball. She's thinking about taking up soccer next year. If Maddyn and Grace have their way, I think they might get her to join the team. But more importantly, Millerburn made both free throws, and that makes it a 6-point game. Macy Donarski with the step-back jumper. Donarski with 24. Millerburn, 3-ball. And this game far from over.
And so, for Providence, it's like, do we pass the ball a little bit on offense, run a little time off the clock, or are we still trying to score quickly every possession?
Well, with a 4-point game, I don't think you can be too cautious here because it doesn't take much. Providence gets the steal. Greenway streaking down court, and she'll shoot 2. Maddyn Greenway, her first trip to the free throw line. Soccer, basketball, and track. We've told you about those sports. The oldest of 4. And I think her next oldest sister will be able to play starting next year. No matter what team she plays for, much like Liv McGill, she makes everyone around her better.
Yes.
She had a great AAU season with North Tartan. I think she's going to class up again next year. And we know of her capabilities for Providence, but she misses both free throws.
Yeah, which is really unheard of.
And a break for the Lions.
It's like it's just a little flat on the release there. If you look at her hand on the release, it didn't drop that wrist there. Another one.
Settle for 2 when you can go for 3 instead.
Another one.
Brooke Hohenecker, her 3rd triple. And she's got 17. Brooke Hohenecker, though, she can break out for big games. She did that last year against Mountain Iron Buell.
I'm very impressed with Providence's ability to switch defensively.
Donarski got the blocking foul on Greenway, and that means free throws. By the way, Aquinas also out of fouls to give. LaToya, this is only day 1.
I know. And you know, the shooter at the line, she's going to continue to go after. Donarski's going to continue to go after.
When you're as accurate as she is, she's only missed twice.
Yeah.
And as a team, Aquinas shooting outstanding. That's going to feed into your confidence.
Yes.
You know if you're not going to get a field goal, you'll get a chance to score at the line and very likely make the most of it. Greenway says, I can be just as sneaky.
Yeah, and she's got to knock down these free throws here. Otherwise, that's a win for Aquinas.
Well, Maddyn Greenway will try to make up at the free throw line.
Here we go.
We've talked about all of the accolades she's accumulated already. If you're ever asked to do a highlight reel of Maddyn, it's going to run for a while because she's
got a few.
Every game, yeah, she doesn't just chip in 1 or 2 plays. It's the entire game. She'll come up with gems. And she knocks down both free throws. She goes up to 13. Whoa, Macy Donarski with the scoop off the window.
Yeah, that's what she was waiting. She was waiting for that switch, and when the switch happened, she knew that was a player she could take.
She saw the switch and went in to flip the switch. Millerburn got an open look. Grace counts with the O-board. Greenway for 3. Short. Aquinas still hanging around. I don't want this game to end. Passel lines it up. Hope counts with the rebound.
So let's see if Providence slows it down, runs a set.
Oh!
Unforced error there.
Hope counts. I think she wants that pass back. She wanted to go for Hohenecker, just misfired. But it happens to the best of us. But now Aquinas gets another opportunity to close in. Passel. Looking for help. Finds it. And Shea Bahr. Donarski shook off her defender but missed the runner.
And so that's one of the game plans too for Providence there, is just getting the ball out, getting the ball up the floor.
Greenway faking the 3. Oh, a traveling call. That doesn't happen often with her, but we're going to have a timeout to settle things here. 3:14 to go. Everyone here checking out this nightcap. The writers. Well, I think I know why Willie Taylor's here. He coaches at SPA, so Providence is one of his conference rivals.
What? Willie coaches at SPA?
You didn't see the shirt? Oh, he's right there. Aquinas with 1 timeout. I'd sometimes forget that it's like that old film and TV cliche. You talk about somebody and then right next to you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. No, but Willie, well, who can forget what he did at Central and at Stillwater?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And one of his players is over at St. Thomas playing right now. So.
And Amber Scalia, and another one of his players is coaching at Eastridge.
Yes.
It's
got a great feeling.
Which led to an amusing showdown for the section title a couple of years ago.
Man, Ashley's doing a great job. Preseason, one of her teams matched up with the team that I was coaching. And I was like, I feel bad, but I got to go scout.
This could be their year. They could get out of Section 4.
Absolutely.
Stillwater a little bit down, and White Bear Lake, well, they've surprised us before. They could do so again. But Eastridge, I'm thinking this might be their year to at least get to state. Can they win it? I don't know about that, but they've been on the door a couple of times.
Yep, great freedom program. Girls have stuck in there. It was
an offensive
illegal
foul called on Aquinas. 3:06 to go.
Personal foul number 23, Samantha Davis, her 5th personal foul.
And LaToya is getting a snapshot because this is a rare moment where I've got the spectacles.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, I've got, what do you think? This is my Drew Scary look. Remember Halloween? I was Drew Scary. Well, you weren't there.
Yeah, but I saw the picture. I think let's just see. Give it a couple more games.
Give it a couple more games. Before you know it, I will be walking out those big doors and helping people play Plinko. I can do this all day, folks, or all night. Was that a jump? Inadvertent whistle? I don't know what
I don't
exactly
know what the
was
call
signaled.
was.
It's going to be Providence ball with 2:58. That much I know. And I've got to do this again tomorrow. I've got a couple games here and a couple games at Hamlin.
Providence has got to be careful with taking care of the ball.
Only a 5-point game, right? You can't be too careless here. Aquinas brings the double and gets the steal. That was number 24. Barcha Nizdalova, a foreign exchange student.
And I think Samantha Davis has 4 fouls. But I think now at 2:31 would be a good time to put her back in. She is an offensive threat, and she does rebound for you.
There's a defensive threat in Grace Counts, and there's an offensive threat in Greenway.
That's exactly what Providence needed. And that was a foul.
Donarski draws the foul, but again, so clever when it comes to ball handling. So she'll stop the clock.
Yeah, you know, with Macy, she knew that her team needed to score, and so if no one's there, I'm going to keep going to the basket. And so Maddyn was her defensive assignment, so she had to take that foul to prevent that 2 points, easy 2 points.
By the way, Barcha Nizdalova, she was in the game, got that steal. Able to play varsity basketball. Her second year at Aquinas, she is a foreign exchange student from the Czech Republic.
Well, welcome.
Well, we're happy to have her here. Greenway fouled from behind. You hear Connor saying, get up.
That's my kind of coach.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Connor and I had a brief chat before this game, and he was on pins and needles after Greenway got hurt in the state soccer semifinal against St. Anthony Village. And he said it was my commentary that helped him cool off.
Oh.
No pressure, Mike.
Right.
Greenway to shoot 1 and 1.
All right, she gets that first one.
All right, and I should clarify or explain this because I had said, having seen Greenway for the past year at Providence and with North Tartan, she takes a lot of contact,
yes,
absorbs a lot of hits, but just keeps on moving, gets back up, and shakes it off.
We have some players here that traditionally have, that's how they've shown, just very tough. And then we have players that, I'm like, why are they on the ground? the game's down here.
Donarski can't hit the step back 3, less than 2 minutes to play. And Greenway is up to 17 points. In one of her quiet games, now she wants the assist, and she'll get it. Emma Millerburn, that might be the dagger.
Yeah. So now Providence just needs to play smart, cover the 3.
Passel can knock those down. Hope counts. Greenway all alone. See you later.
Counts has been doing a great job of defending underneath the basket and rebounding.
$14 second half points for Maddyn Greenway. Almost got a steal there. Donarski. She's not going to go away quietly.
This needs a little room.
That's the last time out for Aquinas, but Donarski, she's going to play until that buzzer sounds. 33 points.
It's impressive. Very impressive for the first game of the season.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a crowded post-game chat, I think, because so many players stepped up. Donarski leading the way, much like her big sister did all those years at Aquinas. Samantha Davis, maybe not her best game, but I know brighter times.
Yes.
What am I saying? She has 11 points, but gave us a glimpse of the player she could become in future years. On the Providence side, Hohenecker, 17 points, 14 of them in the second half. Hope Counts, 22. Greenway, 19 points, 14 in the second half. Ari Peterson, that 11-point burst in the first half.
This has got to be a really good feeling if you're on the coaching staff or you're a fan of this Providence program. They look really good.
To the Providence fans out there, I hope you can put up with me because I think LaToya and I are going to be paying a few more visits.
Yes.
Whether it's in Plymouth or elsewhere. I know a lot of fans were a little disappointed that we didn't get the Providence Minnehaha showdown last season, and that's not a knock on schools like Albany and Fergus Falls. What do we have here?
She's holding her jersey. It's the only way you can stop her.
Well, the problem with that is that's automatically free throws. Now,
Yeah.
It's not like in the pros where you get a free throw and possession, but you're going to send Maddyn Greenway to the line, and it's 2 free throws now. Donarski and Greenway, I think they're going to have a lot of stories. I know Macy's going to Montana. Maddyn, who knows where she'll play.
Yeah, wherever she likes.
Pretty much. We were talking in the last game about all the stories Hopkins and Bishop Garrigan will have. I think Donarski and Greenway are going to come away with a bunch. Okay, that's the second time Greenway has gone into the bleachers. Someone's got to get a barrier.
Buffer.
A buffer, yes. Get that, well, not quite safer barrier. We're not in auto racing, but it feels like it. Keep her in the field of play. Oh, who am I kidding? Maddyn would run up all the way up top. Like at a school like Cretin-Durham Hall, or we know she'd just run all the way up. Well, she'll be at the Lindbergh Center next weekend. I don't think she knows the meaning of stop.
Right.
And she's up to 20 points. Well, LaToya, I think there were other factors involved, but we were talking about if Greenway could find a spark in the second half, if that would turn the tide. Look what happened.
Yeah, get her going. And she's a player that she'll find any little hole to get her going. So whether it's scoring, whether it's providing assists to her teammates, whether it's getting defensive stops, anything will spark her. So,
but it wasn't just Greenway; it was Hohenecker as well with that big second half.
Absolutely.
In a way, you could say Greenway and Hohenecker took the baton from Hope Counts and Ari Peterson early on, and now Hohenecker gets the steal and the dish to Greenway. People are going to look at this box score and say, "Oh, 24 points, oh hum." 19 of them came in the second half for Maddyn, and Donarski, she's going to leave one more. 35 points, and she can make it 36.
This Providence team, it's pick your poison.
And you got to give props to Donarski for not backing off, even though the game is out of reach.
Yes.
Give us one last reason to show that you are a playmaker, and now Providence, they're going to run the clock out here.
And Maddyn's doing what she does best, showing those fouls.
A big second half for Providence. They trailed by 4. They went up by 12 and held off a couple of runs from Aquinas. 83-72 the final. 4 players in double digits and 2 20-point scores for the Lions. They picked up exactly where they left off.
Great first game.
And Macy Donarski with a terrific game as well, 36 points. Samantha Davis and Autumn Passel with 11. For Wisconsin fans, Crosse Aquinas fans, I think you're going to hear a lot about this team like you usually do. They won 21 games last year. They have every reason to do so again.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to try to get some folks up here in the Providence side. I hope you like a crowd because we're going to need it. You're watching the Twin Cities Thanksgiving tip-off. The Lions beat the Blue Goals 83-72. When the high school season is over, TSP Television goes on the highlight trail. Our highlight reels provide you with a valuable resource for recruiters and a keepsake of your favorite athlete. To learn more about our highlight reel services, contact us at tsptelevision@gmail.com. We had a hard time picking one player of the game because this was a true team victory for the Providence Academy Lions, so we just decided to invite the whole quartet tonight. Hope Counts, Maddyn Greenway, Brooke Hohenecker, and Ari Peterson. And Hope, I guess we'll start with you because you're next to me.
All right.
I didn't know you could hit threes until the night. Your coach said you could, but you picked up 22 points and hit some big threes to start that second half surge. You play a lot of interior play, at least when I've seen you last season in an AAU. Where did you find that perimeter stroke, and how do you think that helps this team?
Well, when I dislocated my shoulder, I said I could do it the inside, so might as well practice my outside. So recovering, I was practicing my outside threes. Yeah.
So moral of the story, if you dislocate your shoulder, then work on your outside game and you'll knock down threes till kingdom come.
Exactly.
On a more serious note, though, you taking over the starting spot with your big sister now at Minnesota, Maria. What did you learn last year playing alongside Grace and Maria, and how do you think that helps you as you're going to take on an integral role in this team?
I learned that to be a great teammate, because I thought my sister was a good teammate, and to not be selfish and look for the great pass, not the good pass, or the good shot, great shot, not the good shot.
Good might be an understatement. I saw you and Grace hooking up a few times, and I almost thought that was Maria and Grace again.
Oh, well, that's a huge compliment, because I think my sister's great.
She is, and I'm sure she's got plenty more points to come at Minnesota. Maddyn, you had a quiet first half with 5 points, but then you went on a tear. I think 16 second half points, finished with 21. But to come back from the knee injury at state soccer, in which my eyes nearly popped out in horror, along with everyone else at Providence, but to come back from the injury, you had to sit out a little bit, get that knee back in order, but to come in and make a big impact just like you did last year, what does that say about how much you progressed?
I would just say, starting off with the injury, everyone thought it was a torn ACL, so this is just a blessing to be out here and be back this quickly. But I would just say, over AAU, playing up with North Tartan, I just learned, how to handle the game, and it doesn't always come with points. And, me affecting the game with points, assists, even breaking the press. I feel like now I've learned with so many instrumental parts on our team that, I don't need to have 30 points for us to win. And I think that's been the great part of, playing with all these good girls. And, you see there's 4 of us up here for a reason. It's not just one person. So, I just think I've learned that from last year and just continuing to mature. I kind of realized that. I'm I don't have to score every single point. So I think that's just kind of how I matured throughout the years.
So in the last year and change, you have a state basketball gold medal, you have several state track championships, or at least one if my memory is correct, and you got bronze in state soccer first time ever for Providence Academy. Is this all part of your plan for world domination? Because every sport you take up, you just tear it up. You led the state in goals, and you can do just about everything here on the basketball floor.
It's just been awesome, being able to play sports at such a high level with, some of my best friends from school. And I just think it kind of helps build, how I play on the court, because I can just feel myself, from soccer, I can just feel that quickness come back, and then track, of course, the quickness, but just being able to become, a better teammate, working on my leadership in different roles. Coming on soccer, it was my first year without, I have never played high school before. So I would just say, learning to play with new girls, and then, of course, with Ari coming on and then playing, with her, being more of, a scoring threat this year. I just think that it was, learning how to play with other people and, learning my role, I was saying, so.
If you're not careful, the football coach might give you a tryout.
He's asked me.
I don't think there's a sport you cannot play at this point, but like you said, you can facilitate. You don't always have to be the hero, but to get a big second half to help spark that Providence rally that put you ahead, how gratifying was that? Again, coming back from the injury, it sounded like there might be some nerves in there, and so to go in there and okay, I can still do this.
Yeah, it was nice just being, I wasn't as confident when I came back. I was kind of just everyone has the worry when they come back from a knee injury, because it's just so mine was non-contact, so it can happen really whenever. So I just being able to, I kind of felt like myself in the second half. In the first half, I was easing into it, but it's just nice being out here, and they all support me. They were there right when I heard it. I got texts from all these girls, so it's just being nice, feeling like myself and just ready to take on the season.
I might have done the same with your mother right after the game. You do root for everybody, though. And, again, I'm glad you're back in one piece. Let's hope it stays that way. Brooke, you also had a big hand in that second half. You hit 3 triples, and you had 14 second-half points. We know you can step up in big moments. We saw that from you last season. But to play a part in this Providence team victory. What do you think that says about your progression from last year to this year?
I mean, I've definitely worked on my skills and things throughout the summer to progress in my abilities, but I feel like it's also just knowing that my teammates trust me enough to feed me the ball and allow me with those tough shots. And it's really two ways, because I always trust them with everything, but it's nice to know that even with that they trust me enough to get the points and get the shots. And it's just so nice to play with the team who we always spread it evenly, and just yeah.
How do you think last year's state tournament championship, how did that feed into a program that brought back a lot of that talent?
I feel when we came into this game, we obviously had to have the mindset of setting the tone for our season, because we were state champions, but that was last year, and this year we're just building a whole new culture, because we have Ari and some new people, which can just set a whole new tone and make us even better.
And Ari, we got a glimpse of your talent and perhaps a precursor of things to come. You came in for a stretch in the first half, and you put up 11 points in 5 or 6 minutes. You just seen the look of LaToya and I's faces when you were doing that. How exciting is it to get your first varsity game complete and to make an impact the way you did?
Well, at the beginning I was really anxious and stuff, but when I came in and scored points, I just felt more comfortable and that I could just keep on driving in. So.
And for someone like you, Providence, they've played a lot of 7th graders, whether it was Emma Millerburn last year or Maddyn a couple of years ago. So Providence not afraid to start young, but going in, you had the chance to get some scrimmages, some reps with this team. But what was your feeling like knowing that day was coming closer where you were going to get your first chance at varsity? And what do you think helped you get through some of those nervous moments?
Probably just the scrimmages that we did in the summer and then before season. That got me kind of prepared and to know my teammates. So.
And then do you think getting that first basket or two out of the way, do you think that fueled something within you? Because we talk about this a lot. Once you see that first one go in, everything else just kind of falls into place. Was that your mindset, or just how do you approach a game when you're called up to take the floor?
Yeah, that was my mindset, just to keep on going in, and yeah.
Well, I imagine we'll get a few more offensive outbursts from you as the season moves along. And before we wrap things up, because I know you have another game tomorrow, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, Kyle and Audrey, my cousins.
What about Maria?
I see her enough. I'll just go call her.
Okay. You, Maddyn?
Hi, Maria. I love you so much. And any of my cousins that are watching, but Maria. Vinky is what I call her, so.
My siblings, Tyson, Haley, and my mom and dad.
Probably my mom, dad, siblings, and my cousins.
Well, I think we got all the family connections in there. And Maria, I hope you don't take offense that Hope left you out and Maddyn Maddyn covered for you, much like the teammate she is. No, seriously, congrats on the win. A great start to the season, and we'll see if we can get another team effort out of you like we did tonight.
Hopefully. That's the goal.
All right. Well, thanks again, and you got game 1 out of the way, out of a possible 32, and I hope you enjoyed the most out of this upcoming season.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hope counts Maddyn Greenway, Brooke, Hohenecker, and Ari Peterson of Providence Academy, and that wraps up our coverage here from St. Thomas Academy at the Twin Cities Thanksgiving Tip-Off. For LaToya, Turk, and the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thank you for watching.